Welcome back, Triple F Squad, to another great episode of Two Fools in Fantasy Football. On today's episode, we're going to be giving you our booms and busts for each game this week, starting with Thursday football. I'm always Marty McFly. With me is my partner in crimo, Tyler, the Uncool Fool.
That is me. I am Tyler, the most uncool fool of all time, and I am perfectly fine with that. So, but one thing I do know is I know how to give some pretty decent fantasy advice. Decent. I'm gonna give myself like a C plus, maybe like a B minus, somewhere up there. So one day I'll be in the A category, but that's okay. So right there, Mr. Allstott's the A plus. He's the game changer over here, boys.
Right, the cannonball.
You better listen to him. So, all right. So here we go. Thursday's game. We're kicking off with the Panthers versus the Texans. Right now, the boom is going to be run CMC. Play him all day with confidence. Enjoy your Thursday night football lead. The bust this game is going to be Braden Cooks, just simply because the Panthers have a very nice defense. The Texans probably will be playing behind for most of the game, and the Panthers are probably going to about triple team him. So good luck. Then now we're going to start with the Sunday games, 1 o'clock. First game we're going to talk about is the LA Chargers versus the KC Chiefs. The boom that game is going to be Austin Eckler. The Chiefs' run defense is beyond porous. So if you have any kind of Austin Eckler shares, play him with confidence. The bust is going to be Mike Williams for the LA Chargers. He's playing just a little bit over his head right now. Can he keep this up? I don't believe so. I really don't think so from his past and from what he's done in the first 4 years in the NFL. Could I be wrong? Absolutely. Have I been wrong before? Absolutely. But I just don't see this continuing with Mike Williams, so he is the bust for this week. And I'm going to swing it over to Marty for the Cardinals and Jags games. Marty.
All right, thank you. Keeping with the 1 o'clock games, Arizona Cardinals versus the Jacksonville Jags. Our boom this week is a twofer. It's going to be Murray and Hopkins. So Murray to Hopkins, start them both. You're going to get tons of points. Murray is playing insane right now. He's playing out of his mind. So start him.
An additional boom to Rondell Moore. Just saying. Okay, go ahead, Marty.
Okay. And the bust this week will be all running backs in that game. Every single one of them.
You're welcome.
Done. Okay.
Easy.
We got the Chi-Town Bears versus the Cleveland Brownies.
Ooh, buddy.
We're gonna go with what is he hawking? Allstate? No, not Allstate. Is it Allstate?
Crap, now I gotta think. No, it's not Allstate. It's to protect your house.
Yes, whatever it is. Whatever he's talking, Mr. That guy, Baker Mayfield. Wow, went a long way to get Baker Mayfield out. Anyway.
that was the go around to 2 U-turns, and I think I was supposed to make a right-hand turn the whole time. That's what that was.
Jesus. All right. So Baker Mayfield for the boom for the Browns, and our bus is going to be Mr. Montgomery for the Bears.
Oh.
Now, yeah, I know. Now Tyler's going to tell you about the football team and the Mafia.
Oh, I am going to tell you all about that. So this week, the booms and the busts for the Washington FT and the Buffalo Bills, a.k.a. the best mafia, a.k.a. the most rowdy fans in all of the NFL. I don't care what anybody else says. You go to a game in Buffalo, you are family. The boom this week is going to be Stephon Diggs. Look for him to have a wonderful game against the Washington football team. And the bust, unfortunately, is going to be scary Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin is one of my favorite players in the NFL. Unfortunately, this week he's playing plus defense, and he's got a very tough matchup. So just be very cautious if you decide to play him. Next game we are going to talk about is an interdivisional rival, the Colts versus the Titans. Last week, the Titans came back, and here's a really cool fact. I did not know this, that Seattle, when leading by 14, was 52-0 until last week. So, and then the reason why they lost that game was because Derrick Henry just stepped up to the plate and he crushed a grand slam. Not once, not twice, but 3 times that game. This week, he is going to be the boom of that game. Derrick Henry is going to keep the momentum up, and he's going to have another great game against The Colts and the bust this game is going to be Zach Pascal. Last week he had a nice game. Look for him to do absolutely squat this game around here, especially with not having their starting QB because he's nursing some minor ankle injuries. Now Marty's going to give you the next round for the Saints and the Pats. Marty, take it away.
All right. Thank you, Tyler. Now coming up here to Boston, New England, out in Foxborough.
Ooh.
The Saints versus the Pats. Our boom this week is going to be the Pats D. Look for them to the entire Pats D. Look for them to like they did last week against the horrid Zach Wilson. I'm still surprised he kept playing in that game, but that's why I'm not a coach. And our bust this week, surprisingly, is going to be Alvin Kamara. I know that Pats defense is pretty stingy, so
yeah.
Alvin Kamara for the bust this week.
Yep.
And then on to the ATL and the New York Football Giants. We're going to go with Barkley for the bust. Look for him to get back in the saddle again against the Falcons. And our bust is going to be his counterpoint, Mike Davis, for the Falcons. He's not doing that well. He was very high hopes, but now they're going with Cordell Patterson for some reason instead of Davis. So
yeah,
Barkley for the boom, Davis for the bust, and now Tyler's going to give you for the Bungles and the Steelers.
Yeah, look for Barkley to have just a killer week against the Falcons. Okay, so the next game we're going to talk about is another interdivisional rival matchup. This week is going to be really interesting. We had very high praise on Harris, the running back for the Steelers. Also, too, another guy who's going to be a nice guy to have this week, who's going to boom in this game, is Jamar Chase, wide receiver for the Cincinnati Bengals. Look for him and Joe Burrow to keep up their awesome connection. The bust this game is going to be Big Ben. Big Ben is now playing with some kind of pec issue. He's not having a good time right now. His number one receiver, Deontay Johnson's not going to be 100% this week. If that's a huge if he plays. So we'll see about that. And for that reason, that's why we have Harris so high this week too as well. The next game we're going to talk about is the Baltimore Ravens against the Detroit Lions. I know that was scary, right? We got the big bad boys, the Ravens, against the little Lions. This week, the boom is going to be Lamar Jackson. He is going to run all over. He's going to pass all over. If you thought what he did last week against the Chiefs was pretty impressive, just wait until he plays the Lions this week. It's going to be even worse. It's going to be a thrashing. The bust, every single Lions running back they've had in the past, they've had in the future, except for Barry Sanders. They're going to be a bust this weekend. So do not start any running back for Detroit. All right, now Marty is going to take over here, and he's going to talk about the lonely Jets who started Zach Wilson for way too long last week, and the high-riding, high-flying Denver Broncos.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, for the Jets and the Broncos, our boom this week is going to be old Teddy. Don't drink my Bridgewater. For the Denver's Broncos, great year. He's got great receivers to throw to.
Oh yeah, all day.
And our bust this week is going to be old Corey Davis for the Jets. Sorry to say, but if Zach Wilson could actually get the ball to him instead of the other team, he might do better. It's kind of what we're talking about.
Sounds solid to me.
Sounds solid to me. Yeah, I know. So, all right. So next up, we've got the sunny Miami Dolphins traveling to Las Vegas for the Raiders. Our boom this week is going to be old Kenyon Drake in the revenge game against Miami. And our bust this week, all of Miami.
Whole state? Nice.
The whole team. Last week,
Nice.
when they got shut up by the Bills, their highest point person was 9.8 points. They didn't have a single person in double digits, from their quarterback to their kicker to their kicker didn't have any points because they got shut out. But anyway, running backs, receivers, quarterbacks, nobody got more than 10 points for the entire team. That is crappy. So anyway, next up, Tyler's going to give us the Bucs and the Rams.
Wow, the Bucs and the Rams. I kind of like the Dolphins not getting over 10 points per player. That's unity right there. That's consistency. You can't put a price on that. I'm just saying, like, you can't. That's freaking ridiculous. So, I mean, it's cool. Will Fuller's coming back this week, dude. Like, it's fine. They're going to score, 3 points now this week. So it's fine. So, yeah, look for Kenyon Drake just to stomp on those guys this weekend. Jesus. Next game we're going to talk about is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the LA Rams. There could be a lot of booms in this game, but the guy we figured who's going to have the best chance to boom is going to be Mr. Matt Stafford for the LA Rams. And the guy who's going to bust this weekend is going to be good old Mike Evans. Obviously, if you follow any football, the Rams have the number one cornerback in the entire game in Jalen Ramsey. Who's going to go against? Mike Evans. So what's that going to be? Mike Evans, not a whole lot. So also, to a side note, Antonio Brown has COVID-19. So we don't know if he's going to play this game. And if he doesn't play this game, because Mike Evans is going to be guarded like a blanket, as some people would say. Not having Antonio Brown is going to be a huge loss because as somebody that Tom Brady has total trust in. So that's going to be a huge loss for the Bucs if that stays as it is as of this moment. Next game I'm going to talk about maybe the highest scoring game this week. And actually, I think these last two games I'm talking about are going to be the two highest scoring games, the Bucs and the Rams. And also this one should be a high scoring affair. The Seattle Seahawks versus the Minnesota defense. Those like hockey fights, Marty, you watch, and like you can just, you type in like hockey fights, no defense, and they just like well at each other. And it's like the best video ever. That's going to be like this game this weekend. No defense whatsoever. Both these teams are just going to well on each other. So be ready for a nice high scoring game. The booms for this game, we picked one from each team. Dalvin Cook for the Minnesota Vikings and DK Metcalf for the Seattle Seahawks. You could have picked like just about anybody on both sides of the ball, and you couldn't be wrong. The bust this game is going to be Gerald Everett, the tight end for the Seattle Seahawks. He's probably not going to get a lot of looks. He's probably not going to do a whole lot this week. Look for the wide receivers, the quarterbacks, and the running backs on both sides to have. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to say each of them are going to have at least 20 points for the game. So I'm going to say both starting running backs, all four receivers, both starting quarterbacks, 20 points or more all across the board. That is my big prediction for the week. So, I just don't see either one of these guys playing any defense. It's just going to be like this good old hockey, goon fight where they're just pounding each other. It's going to be awesome. So, all right. And then Marty's going to take you home here. He's going to talk about the Sunday night and the Monday night football game for week 3. Marty, take us home.
All right. Next game, Sunday night football. Heading to it's not San Fran. Where is it? Santa Barbara?
No, it's called in Nowhereville because nobody knows where the hell it is.
Okay. So we're going to head to Nowhereville for the Packies versus the 90s. So our boom this week, we picked Mr. Mitchell, running back for the San Francisco 49ers, going up against the Green Bay defense. And our bust this week, we know he had a career game last week. Every year he has a breakout game like he did last week. The next week he's horrible. Aaron Jones, bust. Saying it, bust. So that's that. And for Monday Night Football, we got my Dallas Cowboys going against the Philadelphia Eagles. And sadly, we picked Mr. Hurts for the Eagles to be the boom this week. And we picked last week for Cooper to be the bust, and he was. This week, we think he's going to be a bust again. So,
yep.
Amari Cooper for the bust. But look for CeeDee Lamb to have a good game.
Yes.
Look for Troy Pollard to have a good game. So, Cowboy fans, don't worry. We're still going to win.
Are you?
Shut your mouth.
Are you?
Yeah, we are.
Are you sure? I mean, you might win the penalty war for having less penalties. You might win that. That's fine.
You know what? I don't want to be friends with you anymore.
You might win total yardage. You might win time of possession. That's fine. I mean, you just might.
Hey, win's a win. I don't care.
You might win tallest quarterback. You just might. I don't know.
Oh, we'll definitely got that one. Anyway, guys, thank you for joining us on this video today. Remember to like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your wife, tell everybody.
Why you gotta tell your wife? Maybe they watch these videos to get away from their wife. Do you ever think about that?
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
You guys don't have to tell your wife. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
Don't worry about it.
But anyway, guys, thank y'all for joining us on another great episode. Tyler, anything to add?
Yes, I have something to add. For the Cowboys and Eagles game, real quick. The best player on the Dallas Cowboys offense right now is Tony Pollard. You're welcome. If you don't know that, you know that now. The second best player on the Cowboys offense is CeeDee Lamb, and the quarterback Dak Prescott. They're tied for second. So.
Yeah.
This is going to be Zeke Elliott's last year as a Dallas Cowboy. Mark it. All right, guys. Thank you so much for checking us out. I hope you all enjoyed the booms and the busts for week 3. Remember, we do everything on here PPR style. It relates very well to standard and half-point PPR too as well. Thank you so much for checking us out. We are Two Fools in Fantasy Football. Please like, subscribe, share, and add. We are going to give you the best advice, best updates. We're here to help you win your league each and every week. Our goal is to win every week for you. One last thing I want to tell you. If you're 0-2, don't freak out. If you're 1-1, don't freak out. If you're 2-0, don't freak out. My point is don't freak out about any of this stuff. The first 2 weeks are usually the hardest 2 weeks to figure out. After that gets a little easier, you kind of know who you have and what the role is and how well they're going to do the rest of the year. So don't worry about it. Relax, kick back, listen to us. We'll get you in the right way. We'll get you in the right direction. You will win this week, and you will start climbing up those standings if you're not at the top as of right now from listening to us.
That's right, everybody. So just do what we tell you to do, and you win. Just win.
Just win, baby. So, also, too, hey, thank you for all the questions. Thank you for all the subscriptions. You guys, please, man, if you have questions, you need to know anything, any trade advice, any startup advice, lineup advice, we're here for you. Just throw it on there for the question, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. And we will give you the best advice possible, too, as well. So to the extent of our knowledge, which is a lot, we know this thing inside and out, upside down, and everywhere else, too, in between. So, all right. So I am Tyler, the uncool fool. And this over here is
Marty McFly, and we will see you on the next one.
All right, Two Fool Nation. Y'all take care and be good. Have a wonderful week 3. Take care. Bye-bye.